I said, I said that I would one day would come when I would speak on an AEW event, and this with the recent stuff that I've been breaking down with the WWE side. But this isn't about that. If I'm going to induct anybody into the Wrestling Express Hall of Fame first, then we need to go with the first official induction, and I need to make it official with a video and do my part and do my best to try and honor him if I can. This video is to officially welcome Mark and Jay Briscoe into the Wrestling Express Hall of Fame through the owner's choice. And not to say that they would not, through the owner's choice, through the tag team, it doesn't matter how they're in, they're in. They're in the Hall of Fame this year. I wish, if you name a company, ECWA, CZW, Ring of Honor, Jersey All Pro, up and down the East Coast, Pro Wrestling Noah, as teenagers, as young teens, 19, 20, maybe they were in Pro Wrestling Noah, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Ring of Honor, Pro Wrestling Unplugged, New Japan, Full Impact Pro, various opportunities in Full Impact Pro, CZW, Ring of Honor, WWE tryouts, Impact Wrestling, the NWA, for the Crockett Cup. And they won the Crockett Cup. They won the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championships. They won the New Japan Tag Team Champions. They've been the CZW Tag Team Champions. Jay was Ring of Honor World Champion. They were the six-man Tag Team Champions. World Tag Team Champions 13 times. Members of the first class of Ring of Honor's Hall of Fame. Last year, alongside Samoa Joe, Bryan Danielson, and CM Punk. And Kerry Silken, of course. Former IWGP Tag Team Champions in New Japan. Wildside Tag Team Champions, Six-Man Tag Team Champions in New Japan, Crockett Cup Champions. Anywhere they've gone, they've been the Tag Team Champions. Game Changer Wrestling, Match of the Year in Extreme Rising in 2012. Tag Team of the Year from the Observer in 2007. From performing on the first ever Ring of Honor event in 2002 to becoming members of the first class of the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame 20 years later. In my opinion, there is nobody that deserves it more than Ring of Honor. Mark Briscoe could not compete in the ring on the first Ring of Honor show because Pennsylvania child labor laws prevented him from performing on the event. But Jay wrestled each of the next 4 in singles matches before his brother was able to join him. And they even had a short feud early on. It wasn't the first, it may have been the first time they did, but it wasn't the last time. In the empty arena, when they had their back and forth, it was just like the years of them practicing their moves on the trampoline when they were kids. From rivalries with the Kings of Wrestling, CM Punk and Colt Cabana, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, the American Wolves, the world's greatest tag team, Scum, Trent Acid and Johnny Cashmere, the Motor City Machine Guns, Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, Kenny King and Rhett Titus, the Bucks, getting more over because WWE passed on them because they were cosmetically unappealing. Having that dream match with Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson in Impact Wrestling, making do with their time away from Ring of Honor. And never wavering in their abilities. I remember I would say, they got to do something else. They got to go somewhere else. They got to do something because they can't keep winning the tag team titles. And that's why I'm not in the business and I sit behind the railing and watch. They worked WWC. They worked CMLL. Cage of Death. Final Battle. Wrestle Kingdom. And then they had the war to settle it all with FTR last year. From the dog collar match to the 2 out of 3 falls match, which went 43-26. They were a part of Ring of Honor from day one until the very end. And they worked every show last year, tearing down the house every single time. To end their year-long feud with the FTR, the only way they knew how, raising the World Tag Team titles one last time in Ring of Honor. One more time in Ring of Honor. 13-time tag team champions. They performed at every major event that they've worked, in every company they've worked. Not many people can say that. And I, for one, find it with great pleasure to say thank you to Tony Khan for giving the attention, the platform, and the tribute to Jay Briscoe that he deserves. Thank you to Mark and Jay Lethal for doing something that I'm sure was not very easy. But I will say, without question, I will echo the same sentiments that the announce team had, that if you're in the business, if you're watching the business, something that you enjoy about the wrestling business was influenced by Jay Briscoe, because it is impossible at this time, 20 years on, not even from when his career started, because his career started 24 years ago in 2000 for ECWA. And in CZW, but influence is key in pro wrestling, and the Briscoes influenced anyone and everyone, from the Bucks all the way down. And you saw that influence, and you've seen that influence, and you will continue to see that influence as the days and weeks go on. But I will take this opportunity. It is with great pleasure and with great honor to welcome the Briscoe Brothers into the Wrestling Express Hall of Fame class of 2023. With achievements from Ring of Honor alone, they had a Hall of Fame worthy career. Adding to that, everywhere else, it's unquestionable. Jay, you will be missed. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you for the legacy you leave behind. Thank you for the memories. Godspeed. And man up. You showed everybody what it's like to be a man. God bless you. Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, the Briscoe Brothers.